Hey guys, what's up? It is Dave. I am going to go through my market analysis for the upcoming week. So, we can be prepped. So first things first, I like to go over, we'll go over SPY. We're going to keep this nice and easy, okay? Let me adjust this first. Let me adjust these as well. Don't have to worry about it later. So looking at things, I was talking last week that I wanted to position myself in the positions that I'm in to be heavy, especially if this right here, this breakout into the highs held, okay? What I was saying is it broke out, it chopped around, and it started pushing off. I think this was Friday, Friday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So this was Thursday and Friday. So when I made my market analysis, I was saying, hey, I'm kind of looking for continuation into this next week. We got a little bit of consolidation. I didn't take into the fact that, it's a low volume week. Thanks to, we didn't have a Thursday of trading. So relatively low volume, no duh. But looking at the SPY chart, this does not look bearish. It's holding highs. It held this breakout level here, this 565, retested it, came back in, a couple of rest weeks, and now last week, it's moving up. And so this, to me, it does not look bearish. If we go to the Qs, same thing, broke out here, retested it. It is now closing last week with a bottoming tail as well. It still has this 515 level of break. And, if we look at it on the daily, it's nice, curling, starting to move upwards, setting in a higher low. Okay, now we watch this go see if it tests this 515 high. We can look at the monthly here since we have a new month. I think it closed out at all-time highs, right? Pretty damn close to it, if not. And so I would say, close at all-time highs. That is not bearish. If we go back to the SPY in the monthly chart, closing at all-time highs, that is not bearish. RSP, equally weighted. S&P 500, closing at all-time highs, not bearish. That's on the monthly, by the way. Here it is, broke out last week, not bearish. Looking at the daily, nice consolidating, resting week, accepting up here, maybe a little shakeout, filled the gap or something. I don't know. But overall, it's not bearish. Dow Jones, looking at the daily, it just continues to grind up. Let's switch it to the weekly. You can see, closing at all-time highs. Let's switch it to the monthly, closing at highs. Not bearish. This is how IWM, monthly, not closing at all-time highs, but sure as hell tested them. All right, nice volume, nice little push last week. That's the monthly chart. We'll go weekly. Nice engulfing week, gapped up. Didn't close outside of last week, but at least tested it. So maybe this has a little bit more work and consolidation to do, but it retested this breakout level on the weekly, this 225, 227, 228, whatever you want to call it, right? We want to look at the daily. Consolidating here. Didn't quite fill the gap, pretty darn close to it. So maybe we get a little whip out, maybe we get a lot of time consolidation, sideways action, letting the 10 EMA catch up, okay? Overall, it does not look bearish to me. All of this looks like rest, and it's looking like continuation. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna organize these names into the position in 5-day range, and we'll see what pops up here. So XLC first, communications. Closing at highs, nice. It's grinding up the 10 EMA. It's respecting it. You can see it. You got distant from it. Chop side was a little bit. Tried to break out, failed. So it had to go on sale to find new buyers, and those new buyers were found at the 10 EMA. Chopped around there. There we go. Continue on up. Take a look at the weekly. Okay, broke out, all-time highs. Pretty sure it's all-time highs, right? Yeah, right. If we go to the monthly. Sorry. Go to the monthly. Look at that. This is not bearish. XLY, monthly, closed at all-time highs. Not bearish. Weekly, closed out above them, right? Tested it, chopped, there we go. Now, yes, last week was a low volume week. Maybe we get some selling pressure coming into next week to maybe close some gaps that were left unfilled. Find new buyers if buyers are exhausted up here. XLP, okay, nice downtrend line that's not loaded properly. Either way, I broke it. Okay. Broke the downtrend line. Let's see what's next. I don't really trade sectors, but I like to see what happens. So this right there, this area, maybe the little pullbacks in order to continue on up. XLV, downtrending. This is messy, sorry. This is still downtrending either way. Maybe it wants to turn around. Maybe, whatever. It's still downtrending. Maybe it wants to turn around, but it's still creating lower lows and lower highs. So RSP already went over it. XLI, closing up top, right? Weekly, engulfing, closed at highs. Here's a peep at the monthly, okay? Closed at all-time highs. This is not bearish. XLB, materials. Ooh, there we go. Not closing all-time highs, but kind of holding this breakout-ish level after it consolidated. It broke out of this range, this monthly range that it's been in for, let's see, speaking of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, dips back in 6, dips back in 7, dip back in. It's just kind of chip choppy. But if we let's look at the weekly. It's trying to hold that. It's pushing away now, right? You want to take a look at the daily. This is still short-term downtrending. Maybe this is a flag to give some rest and make higher high. Overall, it looks decent on the longer-term time frame, not necessarily. XLF, financials has just been moving, right? We've all been paying attention to financials. Closing at highs. There's weekly. There's monthly. Just big, large moves. Utilities. There's monthly. Closing at all-time highs. Okay. Here's a weekly for you. Closing at the highs. Let's take a look at the daily. What's setting up there? A couple of rest days. Maybe it wants to pull back or chop and consolidate, digest this 82-ish level. Maybe it pulls back to 81.50 to the 10 EMA. We shall see. Real estate daily. So the trend lines aren't loading properly. That's not how I do my trend lines, I promise you. Kind of testing those highs right there. Right? If you want to take a look at the weekly, there we go. Nice little flag actually to the 20, and there we go. Real estate, those might be interesting to look at. And nice little rounding bottom here, chopping sideways, and XRT looks pretty interesting. Maybe taking a look at real estate names in particular, if they want to play catch up or something like that to the general market. Maybe we can play catch up there. Who knows? I just go off the charts. I don't really know how that anything works. IWM, already looked at it. XLK, looking at the highs. There's the monthly, okay. Weekly, just kind of chopping around, consolidating still. But it's getting tight. You can see that we have, I was gonna say we had an inside week. We didn't have an inside week. But either way, it's getting tight, okay? Maybe forming this like pennant here. So maybe we can look for more of a breakout in good old technology. I could see that happening, especially stuff likes to. It's kind of look I'm looking at here. XLK. So tech could be another good one to go focus on. Gold, why not? Yeah, I don't like trading gold. UNG, there's that for you. I don't trade that either. And then XLE, looking at the daily from September, you can see it broke this range here. came back. It's retesting that blue line, okay? And now we see if it holds. We see if it holds. Here's the weekly. We got the highs coming up next, around 98, 80, somewhere, something like that. And then here's for the monthly for you, okay? So we do have those highs coming up for energy around, boom, what is this, 100, 101? Just kind of, you know, slowly moving on upwards here. Yeah. Let's take a look at some of the sector names here. Same thing, position in 5 range. TLT, I'm gonna go over just the weekly charts on this with these guys. Looks like it's kind of bottoming out, trying to turn around. And sorry, this is gonna be annoying. Let me adjust it real quick. So again, I organize this by closeout and 5-day range. And I don't know. This is downtrending. It's just downtrending, right? You can see it can hardly get over the 50 SMA, the weekly. That is, you can see it's holding that, it's grinding down the 10 weekly SMA, EMA, not happening. BBW, clean energy, IBB, what is that? Biotech. Biotech's been pretty whippy, right? Anyway, this is healthcare, RSP equally weighted, XBI. Here you go. A lot of people like to look at it. So look above, fail, look below, fail. Now we're back in the mid range, right? So still chopping around. I would keep XBI on names in XBI on watch for sure. See if anything's setting up in there. China, a lot of talk about China maybe bottoming, basing, you know, set a higher low after this big old move up. I sold my China positions because I think right now there's better positions for my money to be in. And then also with Trump coming up and doing the tariffs and stuff, I don't really understand how that works. Don't care, in my opinion. It is still kind of like in the gray area. I don't really know. So I don't have good confidence into entering positions right now. I want a little bit more confirmation on the dailies and even the weeklies. Maybe some like rounding bottoms for some of those names. They're just so gappy too. There's IHI, KIE. What is that? Insurance? Yeah. That's insurance names are still rolling. This kind of looks, oh, this is China. So this, see how this is kind of like starting to round out compared to FXI? It's not really rounding yet. It's still just straight up downtrending. XK Web kind of has that rounding bottom. This 2950, 2975, something like that. It's been holding those lows. Let's zoom in real quick. It's been holding this, right? So it could just continue to consolidate here and then start rounding up, maybe a little whip out underneath those lows to run the stops. You know, maybe that'll show that there's no more supply to continue down. This looks interesting to me. I like that. Look better than FXI, but I don't trade them. There's silver for you. Looking pretty solid. So it had to break out of that consolidation there. It's kind of retesting that range right now. And so silver names also look kind of interesting. Let's see, IWM already went over it. So broke that downtrend line right there on the weekly. That's nice. IYR, another one, broke the downtrend line. XRT, what is that? Retail. Oh, nice little breakout of consolidation there. So that looks interesting too. Breakout of consolidation, that's nice. XME, material, metals and mining. Nice consolidation. It's kind of it's getting tight with near these highs here. So maybe a little breakout is coming up for metals and mining. Never mind, my depth that is holding the highs. Metals and miners. That might be pretty interesting to look into. Good old Jets. Let's see, bottoming tail got bought up. So this $25 level looks like it is a struggle at the moment. XHB, regional banks, they continue to grind. SMH put in a bottoming tail, so undercut, then closed in. That looks pretty solid. Undercut the last 1, 2, 3, 4. So these lows here of the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks, and then close back in the range. Semis. keep an eye on good old semis. There's stocks for you too, semiconductors as well. That's kind of in range. Let's see what else. I'm just going to speed through these here. We don't need to look at all of them. I don't know if there's SLV, silver, inventory. We'll need to go over all these things. LIT, lithium. That kind of looks like it's kind of trying to turn around. LIT, lithium names would be of interest as well. I would look into those. You can see how kind of nice sharp move off the edge, right? And now it's just consolidating. It's accepting over the 50 SMA. It's let the 10 and 20 EMA catch on up. Yes, it has the 200, but you know, this can move. Look at this in the past, back in 20. And so this has been downtrending. Let's see, where's this trend line end up at? Go here. So we can do that. So, you know, maybe it continues, breaks, comes back down and retests it and then go. LIT looks interesting. Oil services. Uranium getting tight up there. Inside week, a little rest week after last week's. IYE, so that's pretty close. Energy ETF breaking out. XOP, oil and gas exploration. That looks like it's a nice little reversal. So that might be interesting. Overall, it's still in its consolidation range though. All right, so it's just kind of bouncing up and down. You know, if you want to trade edges and whatnot, sure. I wouldn't say this is necessarily trending though. So it's kind of in that range. Wouldn't say it's necessarily trending. USO. And voila, there you go. Overall market. So overall, what are we saying here? Market is not bearish. That's not how I am saying it. All-time highs are being printed. That does not happen in a bearish market. Whether it continues or not, sure. Possibly with the rest weeks, with inside days, with time corrections, just prices being accepted at highs. Last week was a low volume week. We'll see what this week continues on. But overall, things look good. We have the end of December. We had talks of the Santa rally that happens a good majority of the time. I don't know the percentage off the top of my head, but we have tailwinds behind us to help us forward. So that's what I'll be looking for. And I will be managing my trades, and I hope you manage your trades. Thanks for your time. Hopefully this is helpful. Like, share, subscribe. Come join us at Mercury Futures, our trading community. Check out TradeIdeas. You get 15% off and decom 15. Thanks for your time. Trade safe. Later.